So when you're doing this kind of question, what you need to do is understand that pattern recognition. To do this kind of question well, which is the financial arithmetic or compounding kind of function, right? What you need is pattern recognition. And what you need to understand is for pattern recognition, you need to do well is your presentation must be good. And also then you don't use GC, right? Don't use calculator. Since secondary school or primary school, whenever there's a pattern recognition is concerned, you never use a calculator because you just need to look at the pattern. So let's see how we can do this proficiently. So at the beginning of January 2025, James took a housing loan of 550K from the NHB, National Housing Board, that charges 2.6 interest at the end of every year. James pays back 3,900 in the middle of every month, starting from January 2025. Okay, show that the amount that James owed NDB at the start of any year is given by this. Okay, great. So always start off by the start of the year. Start off by drawing columns like this, okay? So what we need to understand is, initially, at the start of the year, this is 2025, January. You start off with 550K, right? Okay? So we need to pattern recognize with at the start of the year. So the pattern recognition start at the, we need to be able to see at the end year what is the start, right? So this case here, after 12 months at the end of the year, he would have paid, because every month he paid 3,900 back, right? So 12 multiplied by 3,900, that would be given by 46800, which is 46,800. So minus of 46800. Okay, so this case here will be 550000 minus 46800. Then after which, for the second year, the bank would have charged an interest of 2.6%. 2.6% meaning the principal plus 2.6%. Okay, so you need to multiply. Remember to multiply by 1.026. Okay, that is the main thing, 1.026. Then once this is done, when we multiply, remember to distribute to both of it. Okay, not just one. So this case will be 550,000. 150,000 multiplied by 1.026 minus of 4680. Maybe I just put this as 1.026 46800. Okay, so the start of the second year, you would have this amount that you owe to the bank. After which, same thing, as you cross this divide, you just minus off 12 months of installment. You pay back the loan, right? Every month is 3,900. You just pay back. Then you repeat the same thing. You minus multiply by 1.026. Then each term need to be multiplied. Okay, remember. So some students ask, Mr. Gan, how come we need to multiply for even the payment? Just remember that the more you pay, it will also compound. So the more you pay, the faster the amount that you owe, the amount that you pay will also compound. So it will be faster when you return. Okay. Okay, you don't need to keep writing. What usually the rule of thumb is, when you can see the general pattern for the next line without writing the intermediate step. So this intermediate step here, that means you can already see the pattern. So this case, because I need to pattern recognize the front, the start of the year, how much I owe the bank. So I will write this as 550000. I know the subsequent line, this will be about 3. This will be 1.026 cube 46800. Then 1.026 square 46800 minus of 1.026 46800. Okay, so this we could start pattern recognizing. So generally, the pattern recognition for the start part here, just remember that this is just a normal, there are two parts here, right? So the front part and also the back part. The back part here is the GP. Only the back part here is GP. The front part is a normal secondary school pattern recognition. So let me explain. What you need to understand is, for pattern recognition, the running number is important. So you just create a running number, like say 1, 2, 3, and 4, right? Okay. So this case here, we know that there are two parts. So I'm going to factorize the negative out first. This guy will just factorize it out because it's easier to see that way. Factorize this out. Negative 1 out. Okay. So for the front part, so n, right? So there you go. This guy at the end, at the start of n year. So for the front part, it's quite easy. So this is 1. Okay, this is when this is 2, this is 1. When this is 3, this is 2, right? When this is 4, this is 3. So when this is n, we expect it to be n minus 1. Okay, so it's the same thing here. This is 55000 1.026 n minus 1. Okay. Whereas for the behind part here, you know that this is largely a GP. So let me just write it down for you. This is a GP. Now, how do we see this GP? This is the first term. All these are the first term, GP. So the first term will be 1.026, 46,800. And the common ratio will be 1.026, okay? Because every time you cross over here, you just multiply by R. Okay, multiply by R here, okay? So this case here is not too bad because this is S1, sum of one term. You only sum one term here. There are two terms here, so you sum two terms, and these are three terms here. You sum three terms, right? So when this is 2, this is sum of one term. When this is 3, this is sum of two terms. And this is 4, sum of three terms. So in other words, if it's n, you know that this is minus Sn minus 1, because it's one term lesser. Then what you can do is just use the GB form where Sn minus 1 is A, Rn minus 1 minus 1, R minus 1. Okay, so I'm going to just write this on 550,000, 1.026 n minus 1. A will be 1.026. This is my A. 1.026, 46,800. Overall, 1.026 minus 1, 1.026 n minus 1 minus 1. Okay, because we are told to show n minus 1, so we just leave it as n minus 1 here. Be quite okay. So you key in calculator for this guy here, this front part here, and see what you get. So for this case here, I'm going to key in calculator 1.026, right? 0.26. Then 46,800. Then after that, what we do is the below here will be 1.026 minus 1. You can calculate this to 1,846,800. Then what we're going to do is just distribute this in. Distribute this in, right? So distribute in, what we get is okay, there you go. So we could just take this and minus of this. What we get is 1,846,800. That will be 1296800, 1.026 and minus 1. Sure. Okay, so one way to see whether the answer is correct is key in GC. What I do is just key in GC for this expression here, 1,846,000 minus of 1296800, 1.026, okay, to the power of x minus 1. Now you just second table, make sure the first year, the first year you owe is 550,000 at the start of the first year. That's what you borrow at the start. That's the first part. Great. So the second part, which is interesting one, determine the earliest month and the year which he will fully repay his loan and find the amount he has for his final installment. Okay, that's pretty interesting. Basically, the idea is every month you pay 3,900. There will be the last month you will not pay 3,900. It won't be nicely on the dot be 3,900. It will be some other value, right? So what we need to do is just to find out the earliest year. The earliest, this is the amount you owe at the start of the year. The last year, for the last year for B, last year of payment will be the year where what the expression you found 800 minus, okay, this thing here just be more than 0. The last year where the amount you owe to the bank is more than 0, the owe to the board is more than 0. So this case here, what you do is just solve this inequality. So I think solving the inequality should be quite okay. So you get 13.77 plus 1. So this is 14.77. Okay, 14.77. So the largest last year, n equals to 14, because last year 14 year is the last year of payment. Okay, actually you can also use GC. GC will tell you that you plot in the GC just now, right? You scroll down to the 14 year. That will be the last year where you finish paying. Okay, they finish paying them. So the last year of payment is this. So the amount you owe at the start of the 14th year is equals to, you just take 14, you put into this expression, okay, because that's the amount you owe at the start of that 14th year. Okay, or you can just use GC. So GC will tell you that this is 36341.009. Then because every month you pay every month you pay, so at the start you owe this amount, right? Every month you pay 3,900. So you ask yourself, the number of months, the number of complete months, the number of months that you require to finish paying this will be 36,341 divided by every month payment. That will give us 9.31 months. Okay, so the last month will be the last month. Last month is October lah. Okay, last installment. They want the last installment, right? The year. Okay, firstly we settle the year first. The year will be this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So if say when when n is 1 is 2025. So when n is 2 is 2026. You don't take 2025 plus 2 give you 2026. Instead 2025 plus 2 minus 1 you get 2026. So the 14th year, right? The year the last month will be on the in the year 2025 plus 14 minus of 1. Okay, so this will be in October 2038. The last installment would then be at the start of the year. 36,000 you owe this, right? You just minus off 9 months complete amount, which is 3,900. Okay, this will be the last installment. That will be 1241.01 2 dB. Okay, that's it. Okay, that's about it. Now then, the next thing you need to take note is the last one. Calculate the total interest you have to pay upon completing loan repayment. Okay, this is interesting because you realize that the loan repayment is that the basically interest, total interest is total payments minus off the price of the the price of the house, right? So you know that you paid completely 14 years you paid this amount, and then from 14 years onwards, this is 14 years. 14 years onwards, the amount there's no interest payment. You just need to finish what is owed on the 14 years at the start, right? Which is this guy, 36,341. So this is 341.009 minus of 550,000. Okay, this will give us 141,441.01. Okay, so that's the total interest that he has to pay. Okay, so that's how we do this question here.